Okay, so far we've only been making changes to this mesh. So press Shift D, Shift D, and press Shift F. See, even though it looks like we've now added more detail, it's all within the same mesh. But we do see we have some eyeballs in there, so we do have some more meshes associated with this file. To see those, we can go under the Subtool palette and shift here to the eyes. See, we have a group here called eyes, and also have some teeth there. So if I now click here to hide the head, see that we have some more meshes. So these happen to just be merged together. So in ZBrush you can merge any meshes together into one subtool group. If I wanted to split them apart, I can go here, split, and split to parts. Just press OK. And now these meshes are now separated. So I have to click on whichever mesh I want to be sculpting on. So if I have this eye selected, whenever I click over here, I cannot sculpt, or down here, I can only sculpt on that currently selected subtool. So if I click on the eye tool, or eye icon again, see here, now I can only affect that eye and nothing here. The hotkey to quickly select between subtools, I can go over here and just click, or Alt click within the viewport, and now you see the female head here is selected again. And I can rename subtools. Maybe I want to call this Cyborg head instead, like that. And like I said, if you want to merge it back together, I can now merge this eye down to the bottom one, merge down, and OK. But you can always, as you saw, split them apart again, and ZBrush will just recognize how many meshes are actually there. And I can also append new primitives, or import my own OBJs and append them here. So if I want to have a cube, there I have a huge cube. And as you see, it's so huge it covers everything else. But here I can go to move, scale, and rotate. So if I click here, this tool though initially will actually give you access to both move, rotate, and scale all in the same tool there. So I can go, and this will feel quite familiar from something like Maya, where I can just move this around and do whatever I want with that subtool. So let me just delete that. And I do want to cover just quickly how we can actually go between Maya and ZBrush. So if I wanted to have some OBJs exported and just bring them in here in that fashion. So to do that, I'm just going to export this out of around 50,000, whatever, 50,000 polys. Just now make a new folder here. This will be my Cyborg. All right, and Cyborg head, 50K. All right, and then let's bring that into Maya. All right, I'm just gonna set up a project right away. It's kind of a good habit. Just gonna go to that directory, Cyborg, and in here we'll make a Cyborg Maya. And I'll just be working within that project, so might as well just move. Let's see, Cyborg head. So I have a OBJ and a material for it. And where did that? Yeah, here we go. So I'm going to drop that into the data folder. Just going to drag that OBJ in there. So there we go. There it is at 50K. It's just to have it in here so that I can, whatever I wanted to do here, and as far as modeling, So I'm not going to spend time at all with that. Let's just add a cylinder sticking out of his head. Let's see. Whatever, there we go. So this would probably not be worth bringing it into Maya for, but you get the idea. There we go. So I'm just gonna delete history, all of this, freeze transformations, and then I can export selection as an OBJ, and I'm just gonna go to that data directory and yeah, just call this cylinder. Don't need the material. There we go. And then back in here. So to import anything in ZBrush, I can temporarily switch from this currently active tool, which is the Cyborg head, over to something like a simple brush. And you see, okay, switch. And since I cannot replace the simple brush, I can just import something. So let's see, Cyborg cylinder. See, the simple brush is still there, but now the active tool is the cylinder. So that's why you can just click simple brush, for instance, if you want to import something. You just keep importing things. You will not replace this simple brush. But if I'm on the Cyborg head and I import it, it will actually replace this tool. So now I have the cylinder and I have the Cyborg head. We can see that nothing is currently in edit mode. So it does seem like the Cyborg head is still in here, but it's just kind of dropped into 2.5D. So I can't do anything to this Cyborg head right now. I can draw more of them in, but this is just really dropping it to this 2.5D document. I need to click edit mode to be able to go back to the 3D mode we were in earlier. So Control N, just clear the document, draw it one time, and then just click edit, or T would be the hotkey for that. And now I can move around like before. And go under Subtool and hit append. And I can append that cylinder. And there we go. So the cylinder is still in here, it's just that now it's also a part of this tool because I just appended it to be a part of the subtools. So that's how you can fairly quickly go back and forth between Maya and ZBrush. Also though, if I wanted to use the C plugin, I could, well, let's try that then. Another way of doing this. I can use the subtool master and hit multi-append. So in here you could go and if you had multiple OBJs made in Maya or anywhere else, and you want to append them at one time, just click multi-append. And this will go directly to the folder or whichever folder you assign it. And in this case, I'm just going to import the cylinder, but it still might be faster to do it that way because it will right away go straight into the subtool folder of that tool. So without having to import it manually. So very handy feature here in Subtool Master, multi-append.